understand what you're saying because I exclusively play the Dark Souls games to ignore power playing.
Yeah.
And it's just like, no armor, no shirt. I can wear a pair of boots sometimes.
Yep.
And I'm just going to put these cestuses on. I don't care what the stats are. This game is about getting good, and God help me, I'm going to get good.
I'll just like choose a theme for a character.
Yeah.
And just like stick with that for the whole game.
That's the thing.
You
Is
know?
like,
Or I find something that's just like too silly because like in
Yeah.
Elden Ring, of course, with the seamless co-op, 500% boss health, you needed to start power gaming just a little bit. It's like, you know what? Let's just dual wield great swords instead.
yeah.
Or you find that one weapon that you just like.
And I almost exclusively jump attacked with it.
Dog,
The
I don't
whole
know- I don't know
playthrough.
if you caught any of it, but fucking Chris 1v1'd Renala with a single attack with the long sword. Or is it short sword?
With his wizard, it was the
With
long
his wizard.
sword.
Okay.
It
And he
dealt
just-
14 damage a hit.
But he was doing so little damage so periodically that it didn't trigger her retaliation. So like he could just like sprint up to her and go bop, and then like wait a second and then go bop, and then she'd like move away a little bit and he'd just run up again and go bop, and that went on for 5 minutes. And we're just because we're all dead.
He did it.
So,
Yeah.
like,
he win?
He won.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow. Look at him go.
Like, we all died. She summoned. God, what was it that just
It was
like
like a
came out of left
The
field and just
dragon
like
fucking
insta
smacks,
hit
dude.
everybody?
You never expect
Yeah.
the dragon
And
summon.
it's just like, oh no.
Yep.
But the troll gets me sometimes. Too.
Yeah.
That troll is a bitch.
But it was really funny. And it was just Chris, and he was out of spells, and he's like, all right, I'm all out of juice, so I'm just going to run up and smack her.
Show you what it means to be the average man.
Every like 6 seconds, he got to hit it, and hit the lowest DPS I've ever seen.
We just sat there. It was like 5 minutes of just straight laughter. Just losing our shit, man. It was awesome. Welcome back to Mad King, everybody.
Yo,
Hello.
Yo, we got realistically only the one announcement. This Friday is the beginning of my stretch on the Friday nights DMing. It is my Modern Warfare system. People are going to be playing Mall Cops. It's going to be good. After that, it goes back to Tafa, and I believe what we're testing is the Call of Duty Zombies for the Good of All system, which is going to be dope. Do a short playthrough of that, and then we're back to me for the Modern Warfare system again, with a much more real war feel to it.
yeah.
But I want to start it off just a little bit silly. I've been doing a lot of tactical gaming and stuff lately, and a little bit of relaxation on a Friday sounds nice. Other than that, Outlast tomorrow. Not Baldur's Gate, since we missed last week because I was sick. And those will just keep going on, week off, until we finish Baldur's Gate. If we find another fun RPG to play, we'll do another thing like that. If not, we're going to try to go fully onto the couch. Just because it's got the camera. It's just better that way.
Comfy.
It's comfy. It's a cozy couch. The first Outlast stream was a barrel of laughs. The first, Wyatt jump scared himself right out the gate by picking up a page.
I have to go through and watch those. I watched
It
some
was
of the second episode.
Terrible. It was so good. Iron Price is finished out. My Hero Academia is in the 3rd season finally. Not 3rd season by the show, of course. 3rd season by what Toph is calling the seasons. And Mad King here today, where we're at.
Right now.
Where are we at?
We're with
Today,
the orcs.
right
It's the
now.
We're
orcs
on the
war
Fury
camp,
Road.
baby. Finally made it.
Finally made it. They know you, of course. They know about you, and they mostly believe. But there's always that little bit of like, you're trying to hype them up. I've been hearing for decades about, oh, this new squad, oh, this new technology, oh, this new ally. It's going to be the breaking point in the war. The orcs want to see you guys in action. Belrune, you've gone with the Rhino Riders. You
Sure
have been
fucking
accepted onto an elite squad. You are going to be a Doom Diver.
Yeah, whatever that means.
You're going to cover yourself in that oil. You're going to
Sounds very safe.
grab the spears, grab the lances, and get up on the whipping pole.
Yeah, just give him a nice poke, you know?
Just a little diddle.
Just a little diddle.
You know,
Hell
Just like church.
I'd explained a little bit to you guys pre-stream, but gonna do just a brief little explainer on stream of kind of the forces that you guys are going to be working with and kind of what your options are. The orcs do not utilize orcish infantry. They are 100% cavalric people. Pussies. The closest they get is that they will wrangle up a bunch of goblins from goblin territories, put them in a cage, put the cage on top of an ankylosaur, get the ankylosaur kind of close to the front lines after starving the goblins for like 5 days, and then open the doors.
Whatever.
They'll do that
happens,
with various raptors, wolves, just whatever kind of predatory style animal they can get a hold of.
Cats.
It is big cats maybe. It is more than acceptable if you guys want to go with those and just kind of follow up these fire and forget missiles basically. And tenderize the Mad King's lines with that. The Mad King does utilize infantry in this field, but not nearly as regular as what you guys are used to. They are trying to specialize in cavalry as well to kind of counter this fighting style. So that is option number 1. Option number 2, none of you guys are like super heavy caster wizards, so it really shouldn't be appealing. But the other use for the ankylosaurs is that they mount their mages on them. They focus on elemental magic usually. They're sitting in the background lobbing huge fireballs over across into the enemy field. You have the rhinos, but you needed to have talked to some rhino riders and kind of gotten an in. So Belrune's in. You guys don't necessarily have that option available. They're kind of a hunter-killer style. They'll utilize Triceratops, or not Triceratops, Stegosauruses as well for this role. Stegosauri.
Stegi.
They utilize units up on these huge washing poles that they kind of dip back and forth. They have these lance spears, and their job is to kind of charge in, find high value targets of opportunity, people who have been separated from the group, and annihilate them and then run away. They have the Triceratopses. The Triceratopses have armored faces and sides. Their whole thing is that they just charge straight down the line. If there's a line of infantry, they break the infantry lines. They try to topple structures. They try to topple other cavalry. They try to break up unit cohesion in the enemy, and then they just run away. They don't do a whole lot of damage necessarily, or like their riders don't participate very much. But you guys are more than welcome to join on to those. Those would get you to the front line very fast and then get you off. You have the option of wargs. Orcs love wargs. Wargs love orcs. Wargs probably won't necessarily love you. That is as close to a horse as you're going to find out with the orcs. You race out with them, and you just have your one to ride. You can maybe find a squad to follow, but you're not going to have very much cohesion with them because you haven't trained in their type of cavalry warfare.
Yeah.
And then there are the brontosauruses. The brontosauruses hold large platforms on their backs. They are used as more logistical stations. They'll build scout towers up on their heads so they can get good fields of view over the battle. That is where orders are given. They will house bards there. They will house some mages and stuff like that. A lot of them are used as supply areas. So when you run out of explosive lances, the rhino will run back to a brontosaur. They'll drop down a crate of supplies, and then you get back into the fight kind of deal. The other option would be to go with the dwarves. The dwarves have a very small contingency of their war wagons here that you guys saw while fighting the spider.
The tanks?
Yeah. Basically, like they're like say World War I style tanks. They don't necessarily do a lot with cannons and stuff like that. They're pretty slow moving, but the dwarves do have a way of getting them to the battle. The dwarves also do utilize standard infantry, but there are not a whole lot of them at this camp. They're usually used to blockade like an obvious exit route to keep the Mad King's forces in the fight longer, and then they can either open themselves back up if the battle needs to be broken, or the Mad King then has to be forced to utilize another avenue of escape. You guys can also do just something completely different.
Their own thing.
Yeah.
Well, I finally get to use my horse, so I'm gonna use my horse.
All right.
So, I'm thinking the Triceratops.
I think I'm gonna go in with the Chargers and then hop off with the front line,
Yep.
turn into a dragon.
I'm gonna go that way with him.
Just gonna hang with East.
Yeah, that way. Yeah.
All right.
If I
Mark
can-
will go with you guys because that's just then
Sick.
the easiest option at that point. Gantu's gonna go with his people.
Mhm.
Your guys' mage map does not reach this far to the east. However, you are within teleport range. So if you want Grugnug to bring some form of backup or himself for some fireball-y action, you can utilize that.
Good to know. Is
Other than
Grugnug-
that, if you have any kind of preparations for the day,
is
that you
Grugnug
need to
doing
do.
anything at base right now? Is he tied up with something?
He's doing wizard shit.
he's always doing wizard shit.
Yeah, but like, and I
Do we
think
have him on a specific task?
yeah, I think Grugnug is relatively free.
You guys do not have him on a specific task. He's just doing his normal wizard
shit.
stuff.
Wizardy shit.
I mean, fuck. I mean, we have Grugnug. He can.
East, you do also have your tribe here. That's just kind of
Sweet.
they kind of got stranded here because the Mad King's navy blocked them from actually sailing all the way around. They thought they'd just walk across.
Yeah, we're hanging out.
If you want to bring them into this battle, you are more than welcome to. But
Do
the
it.
only realistic option for them is to go with like the dwarven infantry.
Do it.
Ah,
Well, let them stretch their legs. I mean, come on, war chief. Could be some good political relations. On the other hand, they could just get absolutely fucking slaughtered. Yeah, they have the dwarves.
It is very out of like their wheelhouse for how
Yeah.
they fight.
Just give them some
We
spears.
pillage.
Spears counter.
They're used to
cavalry.
pillaging and like small skirmish style tribe war. They
Yeah, no.
they don't know what a phalanx is, you know. They don't form shield walls. They don't intercept cavalry charges.
Bring a couple of them.
You could ask for a couple specialized
Yeah.
folk to just kind of join the battle generally, but I'm
Just-
probably not going to run that with you.
No,
Just so they see our
volunteers.
Just-
faces there,
Yeah, just
mainly,
you know,
Volunteers.
a couple extra brownie points with the orcs.
essentially.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we just need to get from the other side of the fucking
I
continent.
think I would like to find someone like relatively in charge and give them the glitter wand that I got so they can specifically mark targets that they think are important for us to hit.
Okay. Yeah. Just any real captain of probably one of the Triceratops
Okay.
crews would do this. So when you guys mount up, your driver would be a guy to give that to.
I just like to picture like the big burly like war orc just fucking glitter bombing
And the
people.
wand is like this big in his hand, and he's just like, yeah, fairy fire. Oh my
It's just confetti glitter. Just
it just like drifts in the wind towards the enemy.
Oh, I'm here for it.
Fantastic. Okay, gone to nobody's gonna be hanging with.
Do we want to bring Grugnug in? He can sling some fireballs. Show those motherfuckers how it's done. I mean, if you let me, might as well. Yeah,
Might as
let's,
fucking well.
let's bring up
Do you want to bring Grugnug or maybe like one of the kids?
You guys won't
Oh,
be
yeah.
in charge of it, but you do know that the orcs have
Tons of-
magic. They have their own wizards, you know.
Because
But,
we
like,
could bring
ours is
Alia
Sort
with
of.
her hand.
But ours is better.
You would be able to like round for round control him in that way, but he's not gonna want to like be standing next to you for those fights.
Oh, Grugnug? Absolutely not. No.
He'll go get like
He'd
on
be
one
like-
of the brontosaurus's heads,
Exactly.
and he'll lob death from way far away.
yeah. That's what I was thinking. I mean, I don't think there's a. Okay, hear me out.
I'm listening.
So, theoretically speaking, Alia should be trained in mounted combat.
Theoretically, yes.
because she rides George.
It is a little different than a horse or a warg.
Well, yeah, but she still rides George.
Yes.
Can we bring in Alia and her mount be George?
George is technically fast enough. Yeah.
Thoughts?
Well, I mean, the issue with that is how is George going to beat the shit out of things if Alia's desperately hanging on to its
Because
stumpy wrist?
because she's training out in combat. She would just hang
She
on.
does tend every time George is doing his thing to dismount. And, like, watch.
This is the time for new
Don't
experiences.
you be getting Alia killed, okay? We've worked hard to keep the few children we have left alive.
You guys do have Bryson with you, but he's acting more, of course, in his emissary role. But you guys have brought him into excruciatingly deadly dungeons
Yeah,
before.
and he's expressly asked us not to do that.
Yeah.
and we're trying to honor that.
You could still force him to,
Well,
like you
yeah,
have
That's-
before.
Listen,
Yeah.
no, we haven't.
I'm just saying it's an option.
No, the situation always just develops around us, okay? We don't actively bring him into a situation.
How did
The
he get in
situation
that
just
hole
happens.
that went to the dungeon in
What about-
Lichshire?
Which one? Which one are you talking about?
The one with the Lich?
Yeah.
How did he actually get into the beginning of that dungeon?
Okay, we didn't know that was when we went down there. Okay, it was when we went down there. It was to plug up a leak. Okay, and then the situation developed around us, and now we're fighting a lich. It started off as a simple plumbing job. Okay,
I'm just saying, I don't know if I could have made a dungeon entrance any more obvious than a giant black hole in the ground.
okay, no, that one.
I never denied these allegations.
He seemed to know where you were going.
I feel like somebody else grabbed him and pulled him in. That
Oh, no.
wasn't me.
It wasn't you, absolutely.
No, it was me.
No.
Yeah, it was me.
So East is the one
Yes.
that drags Bryson
Yes,
into
a quarter
dangerous
of your party.
situations.
Specifically,
Did that,
Bryson,
yes.
No, we're not going to bring Bryson.
He is a very good buffer. Anyway,
Solid meat shield.
Shield and meat shield.
I meant his magical talent, but you know.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, that I meant
yeah,
that too.
right. Yeah, that's what we were.
Do you guys plan, generally speaking, right? The Triceratops run in, then the Stegosaurs and like the rhinos, the hunter killers come in afterwards. The more generic cavalry forms, you know, those kind of bulk masses, but that's not necessarily the important fight. That's, you know, the numbers game. So you guys are going to be going in kind of first,
Yeah.
followed immediately by Belrune's crews.
Yeah.
Who are you going with? Are you trying to hang around the dwarves as a cavalry support? Are you trying to go with the wargs as like, I am going to wade as far deep into Mad King flesh as I possibly can and just swing in
Yes.
every direction?
Yes.
Or are you going with the hunter killers and you're going to be looking for big targets that are interesting to fight?
Put me deep in the shit. I'm going with the
'Kay.
dwarves.
Just kind of split the map in half relatively. Your angel just flying along behind you. What's their fly speed?
Her fly speed is fairly solid if I remember correctly. 100 feet.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
she can keep up.
Yeah.
Just fine, just fine.
She will be her own mount.
Then you guys begin prepping up, armor up, you strap on gear. Belrune, you are covered in your tar. You climb. It's kind of like a telephone pole style where it's got the little pegs
Yeah, yeah.
out on the sides of it. You climb
I
up the
practiced
pegs.
on it once before. Yeah.
Yeah. And as a matter of fact, it's probably even lower tech than that. It's more like a pegboard. And you just have like 2 strapped to shoes and then 2 that you hold in your hands.
Yeah.
And you just have to like climb up the pole because it tries to stay as bendy as possible. There's a little tiny T at the top that you can latch your feet into and hold on to.
Hell yeah.
And they just have a backpack. How many do you want to carry?
What's like
Each
what's like
rhino
those-
has 2 poles, right? One kind of
Right.
latched to the front of the hump, one to the back haunches. You see the other guy, a very thin orc. Some of the other guys on these hunter killers, goblins even, that are taking these top positions. The guys at the bottom, they have like these things strapped to this rhino's belly or to a stegosaur's belly. And then there's, 2 to 4 guys. For the rhinos, it's 2 guys up front that kind of steer, but they also spear.
Yeah.
They'll keep, a half dozen
That's kind of what,
on themselves at a time. Up on the poles, they tend to only have like 2 or 3.
Yeah.
But you get a quick sense these guys are a little bit more in tune. The guys at the bottom throw up or whip you down and hand over new ammunition as you need it.
Gotcha. We'll be a little ambitious and try to hold on to like 4, and then just hope that
Do
I
you
get in
want
tune with the reload.
do you want front gunner or rear gunner seat then? Do you want the shoulders or the hips, basically?
Well, fuck.
Go big or
The
go
cool
home.
guys sit in the front, right?
the
Like,
cool guy sit in the front.
so, like, I guess I'm sitting in the front.
You called shotgun.
I don't want these guys to think I'm lame. I'm trying to get hyped up into orc society here.
You get up on the
like-
front. You got almost double the amount of what most people bring up. You're getting some looks. People
Yeah.
are talking about you.
Oh yeah.
You guys, same Triceratops, different Triceratops.
Same one.
Yeah,
It's
might as well.
easy enough. The crews, they'll carry some like archers or javelin throwers or whatever, but that's not really their job. So most of the time, the like seats on the Triceratops are pretty empty and open. One driver sits right behind the front frill. The frill is accentuated with wooden boards and like iron riveting on the front end of it that extends out from its face. And on his snout, where his big main horn comes out, there's a little saddle.
Oh.
And as you guys are getting ready, a goblin comes out, and he is painted red and white from head to toe, stark naked, and he seems to be
Wait, like
high
dick
on
out?
something.
Like dick out?
Yeah.
All right.
And
You're like, fuck, I didn't know that was an option. Like-
he seems to say some kind of prayer, and he gets up on top of the front saddle.
Is that the captain?
That is not. No, the guy behind the frill is the driver.
You ever see the movie Mad Max where they have the
Yeah,
like
dude.
super coked out dude in front
Yeah,
of the
dude.
car? Yeah, that's
That's like exactly, yeah. This is the blood bag.
fuck yeah.
Belrune, you are also handed a small like tin cylinder, like a soda can
It's the fucking cyanide pill, isn't it?
almost. Nobody says anything about it.
Drink it.
They just like when you're up there on the pole, there is a specific like cup holder for it and everything.
Okay,
like
yeah.
everybody has one. It seems to be an obvious part. You guys, your driver has one.
Drink it.
Uzel, when you are mounting up on your horse with some of these warg riders getting ready for like this huge big push, every single one of them has it. There's barrels of these things sitting around. You are encouraged to get one yourself.
Drink it.
You guys,
Is it war juice?
you guys mount up on the Triceratops, and the guy kind of eyes you and grabs a couple from behind the frill and hands them to you.
What is this?
What do you mean?
What? I do not know what this drink does.
We call it Last Chance.
Ah,
Don't drink.
that's a nice name. What does it do?
It gives you a last chance. Right. If you sustain super heavy injuries, there's nothing more honorable than to go out in a blaze of glory on the battlefield.
So you explode when you die?
No, it doesn't explode you. That's those diver psychopaths.
Fury type shit.
It just, it keeps you going. If you got really heavy injuries,
Sure.
I've seen a man with his heart pierced go for an extra 40 seconds on one of those.
I'll take it. Hell yeah.
That's gonna fucking explode my
I'm not gonna drink
chest.
it though.
My poor little halfling heart's just gonna detonate.
No, it's not a drinkable. It'll be pretty obvious. You pop that tab and you'll get it.
My man.
Crushed against your forehead.
Get it in your system. Crush the can against your forehead.
Eat the can.
Elbow drop a folding table.
It's literally just cocaine.
It's just like aerosol cocaine.
Ready.
Yeah, the army is preparing themselves up just outside of this kind of war camp that they have. The stables are being emptied like crazy. Orcs are running around haphazard. You see units, kind of like platoons almost, forming, where it seems like distinct warg riders with their brontosaur, with their ankylosaurs, with their triceratops, with their stegosaur or rhino, seem to be kind of like forming in rank.
Oh, okay.
You'll note you guys on the triceratops, each one of your guys has a white handprint on the back of their head, but the next triceratops over, they have 2 black streaks that go down their face. Yeah, exactly. Each individual, and it comes to your realization that these are each individual war bands that are under a treaty. They're under truce together to fight this war.
Which one is Big Man part of?
Strong,
Yeah.
he is
The guy we're trying to get in good with.
technically an elected leader. He's not in
What is he?
any individual war band. Originally,
Probably go with one with him.
me
What if you
consult my notes. It was the Bloody Saddles.
Fucking sign me up. I'm in. Son of a bitch, I'm in.
You son of a bitch, I'm in.
The bloody saddle.
Okay, you guys, you'll have to dismount. That's not
Get
the
your period
right.
or something?
But yeah, you guys go seek them out. Their big thing, they remain clean on their torso, but their legs have huge red streaks across them, where like lap belts and lashings would be.
Cool. Are any of the oozles partaking in this battle?
One of the squads of oozles is partaking. They have they partake in specialized missions, so they are right, like this band of oozles is attached to, say, the Bloody Saddles, but when an orc graduates to becoming an oozle, they're kind of a separate war band within, so it's like still my tribe, but they 100% go and do their own thing.
State versus federal?
Yeah, yeah. They're this is like Modern Warfare coming on Friday nights. Like if you were to have a huge NATO conglomerate of all the nations, this would be like a CIA wet team in that. Yeah, they're all on the same side, but they're not telling you who they are. They're not telling you what they're up to. And while the war is going on, they're somewhere in the mix completing a like very specialized task. So the Oozle band that's participating in this, they might be assassinating a high value target. They might be setting up explosives to detonate after the parties split to cause mass casualties when they camp.
They might be donning yellow boots.
They might be donning yellow boots.
No, they can't do that.
They might be
'Cause then there's
circumnavigating the
mad
entire
cannibals.
fight and heading towards the Legion wall to look for weak points there.
Mm, okay.
You know, there's an infinite number of things that they could be doing. Your chances of running into them are very low. They very rarely, if ever, participate in, you know, just a cavalry charge. They're considered too specialized and too valuable for that. It's, you know, you've joined the 10th Armored Division and their SEAL Team 6, you know?
I'll get in good with them eventually.
I'm sure. You guys are all of level that realistically you're a match for just about any individual oozle. And you know Strong as well is classified as an oozle, but given the special captainship, he has taken a name once again.
Okay. Okay.
And so you're gonna ride with his tribe. The wargs, it doesn't necessarily matter what tribe you kind of like saddle up next to. You're all winding up in the same mosh pit, you know?
True.
But if you desire to seek out a specific, like if you want to know which tribe, which warband the Oozle crew or the other Oozle crew that is currently still staying in base this fight belongs to, because you want to get in good and work that angle, I could get you a name. Okay. You're gonna be looking for, what were they? The lightning? No. Yeah, the lightning riders, was it? Lightning riders are the ones who are going into battle currently. The ones who are staying put was the razor grass.
Bet.
As you guys mount up, all the ward riders are male. All of the rhino riders, male. All of the stegosaur riders, male. All of the triceratops riders, male. But the ankylosaurs, besides like maybe the drivers or like a support unit associated with them, all female. The brontosaurus crews, besides like, some general resupply staff, which are just mixed, overwhelmingly female.
So female orcs typically use the magics.
If you guys dig into it at all, female orcs are exclusively when blessed with magic, are exclusively blessed with elemental style magics. And the male orcs rarely, if ever, are blessed with magics, and if they are, it is almost exclusively physical augmentation. Yeah, you would generally know that.
All right.
All right.
Kind of funny that my sport tone is a physical augmentation.
Yeah, it's very on the nose. You guys, the call is made to ride. No last minute preparations, no spells you want to cast to buff yourself.
Oh yeah, I have my list.
Oh, yeah, I do.
Got them written down.
Yeah, I
Just
have
write
mine.
down your
Yeah.
buffs. You have plenty of time to cast spells on yourselves, because once the ride begins, you do not stop moving until first contact, is realistically how these fights go. You guys ride out, and as you ride, you go from this large plain that you are on. There are some small rolling hills, which is just kind of the general landscape of the entirety of the Great Plains. Sparse little treed areas, but not forests by any means. It's, if you've ever been to like a very heavily managed forest, or like Central Park in New York, where it's like, oh yeah, it's totally a forest, but you can see from one path through the trees to the next path kind of deal. That is the type of ecosystem that you guys are in. Of course, those are man-made, but this is a natural style of that. Lots of small little rolling hills, but no like exposed rock or any kind of real terrain. Every now and then there's some small creeks, some small arroyos. Of course, every little pan below is an arroyo in and of itself. Not a lot of water flowing. The grass is nice and tall. As you guys crest towards one of these hills, however, you notice the grass is extra thick. And as the vanguard forces start hitting it, instead of riding up the hill, you go straight into it and enter through the grass into an underground tunnel.
Secret tunnel.
Secret tunnel through the rolling hills. It is a very short ride as far as you guys are concerned. Underground time seems to pass very quickly before you see the next grass mats and you begin emerging out. You've taken a couple different turns. You see they branch out in some different directions. And as you pop out, you crest one small hill, and just across the way, a couple 100 yards, you see a large cavalry force making their way perpendicular to your movement. Immediately upon coming up, you see people start turning off. You're hearing warning signs. Flares are shot into the air. The goblin, strapped to the front of the Triceratops, begins screaming out a battle song.
All right.
Music begins to play. The orcs start chanting, each warband with their own song or chant. Roll initiative.
Let's do this.
Zelly.
That's how we start.
Oh, nat one.
Oh no.
Oozle.
Out of the way early.
24.
24. Belrune.
17.
17. East.
22.
22. Mad King's force is coming in at 20 even. And your ally? Not the greatest. Mark is acting on turn order 14.
Damn it, Mark.
Better than it's Ellie, though.
Ouch.
We got at the bottom it's Ellie coming in to. We really need to get you a card made.
Yeah. I've got like the stack of index cards and everything on my desk. I just keep forgetting.
We got the bad guys card. So good, so good.
Well done.
And when you make your new card, make it
Yeah.
lengthwise like the rest of them,
I
so
got
I
you.
can fit it
Make it normal, you freak.
proper.
Listen, it wasn't specified,
that
okay,
comes
at the
from-
time.
And Oozle at the top.
I didn't understand the assignment.
I still at the time thought that I was going to build like a little stand thing that would sit here that I could put them in, but
Yeah, we still could.
I'm not crafty.
There's plenty of frame for that, right? Like,
If you do it, I'll give you in-game bonuses.
alrighty, you heard it. Heard it here first.
Oh yeah, don't forget we got inspiration for the cards.
Yeah, you got a full reroll. You got advantage on a roll.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not just like an inspiration die for like generic stuff, because that's something that I can use through other campaigns and stuff too,
Bet.
which is super convenient.
We don't get rerolls here.
Generally speaking, not a lot for you to do. Not a lot for you to do or you to do just in this brief moment. Oozle, you are just participating in the charge. Do you desire first wave, third wave? The warbands all seem to organize themselves into like, the most psychotic warband goes first, the second psychotic warband then immediately follows up just a couple seconds afterwards. They have this
Whichever one the lightning riders are going.
this kind of wave style. The lightning riders, they'd be maybe like wave 3. They're not cowards necessarily, but there are just more.
They just slightly like life better.
There's warbands out there really trying to prove themselves. Is really what it starts coming down to. Sometimes some of the veteran warbands just innately have to take a seat back because the young bloods really want to make a scene.
God damn it. So make a scene. And I guess I'll be in the first charge then.
All right.
They've been around a while. They got kids now. Like,
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Their kids are in the line behind them.
Honestly, the kids are the ones in front.
Yeah, I want to watch.
yeah, fuck them kids.
The Mad King's forces do have some time to prepare, as they inherently always do in these kind of fights. Oozle, what you are going to be going up against, they have formed some heavy infantry lines. You see that they have a number of kind of troop transport wagon style things carried by very beefy, magically enhanced horses. Heavy infantry immediately starts dismounting from that, lining up, kind of forming a reception for your charge. You see, however, among that, there are multiple iron golems.
Okay.
And they seem to be taking kind of these strong point just in front of the infantry positions.
Fireball.
Fireballs heal iron golems. But good
Oh!
try.
Well, I'm glad that was said.
And that would be something that you would know.
Because I was cooking up a plan.
I can see it.
You as Oozle should know that at this point. I guess you don't talk to Grugnug. You still can't understand him, so maybe you wouldn't know that.
I tried to talk to
We
Grugnug.
fought one, and we tried at some point. We fought
You did indeed. Underneath Bronzeshire, the wandering dungeon had some
Oh,
iron
yeah,
golems.
yeah, yeah. I
And
mean,
you
we didn't do any fire to him because
We
at that
did.
point
You
we
did
didn't.
indeed.
We
Nvidia did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Didn't Nvidia have fire?
used like a
did.
fire,
You
a
guys
fire sphere or
You
something
got
like
so
that.
upset at her
Yeah.
for a few moments there.
No.
It
was
was,
a-
like, it was like the only
No,
offensive
you were not.
spell
No, I
that
was-
she had prepared.
Yeah. I
It was
just-
before your time.
I know
That was like-
because
that was like
she
the
had used
fourth
the same
dungeon.
spell. It was just a little
Right.
like ball of fire.
Yeah,
'Cause
flame
she
sphere.
uses- yeah. Use the same fucking thing on the slime just a couple sessions prior. And I was like, please prepare anything else.
Man, that was ages
Long
ago.
time ago.
long time ago.
Like Jesus, like pushing 3 years at this point.
Uzel, you also see within those wagons, there are some specialized teams dismounting. They have cages with the apes.
Gotta go ape shit.
Okay.
You guys heading towards some of their larger forces. You see a main cavalry beginning to form and start kind of peeling off to both flanks, looking to take outside skirmishes and to eventually collide with the main warg forces. You also see multiple of those elephant monstrosities with the arms and heads sticking out of the sides and the little towers built on top of them. You see many, command carts and resupply carts. You see medical stations are all wheeled and pulled by these magical horses. Am I missing anything there? No, I believe that's about it for what you would immediately see, at least.
All right.
And you begin diving forward. The first person who would have much of anything really to do, we'll go back to the top of the turn order with Uzel.
Oh, dude.
The collision commences. How are you breaking lines? They've got just a very generic phalanx set up, couple lines deep of infantry, and then you see some, heavier monstrosities and these iron golems supporting both from the front and the rear.
So I would let I'd be in like the second line of the first charge, let the initial wargs take the brunt of the spears, and roll in behind, or roll like through the center, and if possible, if I can clear enough distance between me and never mind, because the horse. I was gonna use my fireball, but I'm riding the horse.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, I won't do that.
Yeah.
No. So I'll just charge through, swinging my giant flail.
Just swinging at infantry.
Yeah.
Okay, you're not going to go for one of the iron golems.
No.
'Kay.
No.
Cool. Make just give me a
not
good
this-
attack roll.
It's not a solo
This
fight.
isn't necessarily something I need to plot out bit by bit. A bit more of a grand piece fight for that.
So that'll come out to 27.
That's way more than enough to hit an infantryman on a pass.
And
Yeah.
then, yeah. I'm not big, so I don't. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go.
Yeah, I would not recommend enlarging on Altivo
Yeah. I thought about that.
because it like quadruples your weight.
Yeah. Altivo's a good boy, but
Altivo's a good strong horse, but like,
that was better.
even right now he is going to be struggling to like really persist through this fight. He also hasn't stretched his legs in like months.
Yeah, he's been a statue for a little bit.
Yeah. He's a little stiff.
42 points of damage.
42 points of damage. That is a phenomenal hit. That's enough to instantly just blast the head off of an infantryman. Their first couple ranks of infantrymen are broken. You see the Warg Riders, that wave immediately starts like U-turning and
follow.
peeling away.
Yeah.
They go rejoin the back of the line, and as the rest of the waves charge, that gives them time to pick up speed to hit them again.
Way back in the days of the jousting tournament, people said I would never use this. I've been sitting on this feat for so goddamn long.
Obsessed over this
Proud of
feat
you.
back in chapter 1.
All comes full circle.
Sweet redemption, right?
East,
Sick.
the Triceratops is charging up. You see that they release a couple of these large ape monstrosities, the little
Alright.
floating skull that spins around on top of it. And the Triceratops just bashes through the wall that they've made, but it immediately starts peeling off towards the side.
As soon as they hit that bash, I want to jump off.
Yeah, Mark's with you. He's just prepared for that.
All right, well, I'm gonna turn it to a dragon sling. Good luck, Mark.
He's like, yeah, and then you pop up and he's like, oh.
I'm gonna do I'm gonna do a sick jump off, try to do this T pose in the air, and then dragon form.
Yeah, you want to do an acrobatics to make it epic?
Yeah.
You want to add a roll?
Yeah.
You said peace in the form of dragon.
Dragon.
Bucket of water.
22.
22. It's pretty impressive. Mark is like, whoa. But then Mark hits the ground and he's just kind of like,
Oh shit. I fucked up.
uppies. It is at that point, Itzelli, you have missed the opportunity. You were looking at the can and reading the ingredients, ooh, that can't be healthy for you. And then you feel the momentum shift. And by the time you look up and turn your head back, they're way gone. You see the dragon, but he's a couple 100 yards off at this point.
I have my breath.
You get your breath dice ready. Yeah, there's some odd end carts
There,
and stuff all around
does
you.
the guy use the spawn? The wand? The spawn?
Yeah,
The
the
sparkly
Triceratops guy.
Yeah.
He's pinging targets as he's still going away. A couple are going to make themselves known to you. The first round that he pings, it's a medical cart.
The war crimes.
Anything else?
Presumably, there's no
I
injured
got
in
some
it
time. I
currently.
Yeah,
But,
I mean,
I got a big cone, and I got a sweep going. I got some time.
oh, we the
Anything
baddies.
Yeah, you just hit it round one.
Is there anything else?
Around you, absolutely. There are cages full of these monkey monstrosities. They put maybe 3, 4 to a cage.
Yeah.
There are still some troop transports
Okay.
where infantry is starting to try to get out to form up some lines.
Sweet.
There is one of the big elephant
Can I get,
monstrosities
a
right next to
sweep
you.
where I could get the monkeys, the medical cart, and the infantry? Or are we looking at maybe?
They're a little more spaced out than that. You'd
Okay.
probably you could get 2. Absolutely. You could very easily get the monkeys in an infantry cart or the medical cart and
The monkeys?
the elephant.
Okay. I'll go for the medical cart and the elephant.
All right. Yeah, they give some generic reflex saves, but good luck to them.
DC?
No.
Okay.
A nat 8 and a nat 6. I'm not too worried about what the DC
All
is.
right.
The goblin strapped to the front is nothing more than a bloody smear on the face of the Triceratops.
Rip.
He didn't
Okay.
make it.
Oh.
Yeah. Tracks.
23 points of ice.
23 points of ice damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make sure it's added on
The
the
elephant isn't super phased by that.
Yeah.
The medical cart, those horses immediately you see some seizing up and they stop. They are now a
Nice.
sitting target.
Imagine I fuck up some of the medical supplies too.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure inside they got that kind of Oregon Trail style covered
that's what
wagon.
yeah.
You
Do I have,
you absolutely tatter the deal, but you're flying by at such a speed,
Do I have ice shards in my breath, or is it just
Oh,
ice mist?
it's absolutely shardsy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Freeze the wheels in place.
Good. I froze the horses.
Yeah, it's basically stuck. Do you pick up Mark, or are you gonna let him just kind of psycho charge?
Should I pick up Mark? Does Mark
want to be picked up?
He did say uppies.
He did
Call for
uppies.
uppies.
So you do.
Yeah, I'll pick up Mark.
Welcome, Goblin Potato. Sorry, your buddy was smeared against a Triceratops.
Yeah. However, some redemption. You do see, of course, there are multiple other Triceratops running through and bashing some holes in these lines for the rhinos and the stegosaurs to make their way through with the hunter killers. As they run through, though, those extra saddles, generally speaking, they're empty. Every now and then, though, there's a goblin. Kind of like the one that was sitting on the front saddle, and he's got a little backpack. And they jump off those things, and they are beelining it for, like, the elephant's ankles.
Oh.
They've got fervor in their voice and powder below their nose, and
Fucking ready.
they are
Glory,
going.
Glory, what a hell of a way to die.
Itzelli, do you wait for the next pass, or do you jump off late?
I jump off late.
You jump off late. Yeah, you're like, oh shit, I missed my opportunity here.
Yeah.
You hop off. You are kind of in this weird no man's land right now. Some main Mad King cavalry is starting to make their way your direction to try to intercept some of these Triceratopses. And then towards eastward, is where the Mad King specialty units are.
Okay.
And then, of course, to your rear, coming up quick on your heels, are going to be Rhino riders and Stego riders peeling off from their strafe run themselves.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Do I actually get a turn right now? Is it?
Yeah,
is it
absolutely.
Next turn. Okay.
I'm not going to have you just stand in the grass and get overrun by cavalry.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna activate the crown of blasting
What are you looking at
straight ahead of me to blow a hole.
in the
Into-
main cavalry?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't want to get charged at by horses.
They're
That's a bad
charging.
time.
They're charging you down. And you're just like, go ahead and just give me that damage roll. Did you look up the Crown of Blasting's damage?
I sure didn't, but I
I
can.
think it's 8d6,
That
maybe
sounds-
10.
I like D10s. I like D10s.
I know there's a lesser, and the lesser is 6 because I've had that before. On
Pretty
character,
sure
but
it was
I've
like-
never had the major.
I
Crown
think
of
it was
Blasting.
like 10 D20 or something. if I
It's not
remember
D20s.
correctly.
I'll tell you that right now. It's not D20s. Do, 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 do.
5d8
5d8. Oh,
crown of blasting major.
that's all right. 5d8.
Should
Did
just
you
stuck
get a
with the
quick-
D10s?
I think it's like a will save against that.
I would have gone with the 5D20 thing.
Not great.
10, 22.
Yeah, you focus and you get this innate feeling that it's like you could hit any individual target and just like blast the guy's torso off. But it'd be way cooler if you just like
The ground in front
hit
of
the
them.
ground right in front of the first guy in line. And as they're coming, there's just this eruption of dirt and grass and horse hooves.
Yeah.
And multiple knights are just kind of thrown aside.
Exactly, because I was trying to build that hole.
Yeah, it gives you
Because-
that nice little V. You
Yeah.
are not at risk of taking damage from this
Exactly.
cavalry charge.
And now I start sprinting in past the horses so that I'm just
The knights are still alive.
uh,
They're just laying on the ground in full armor. They're gonna take like 2 rounds to get up.
well, I'm really fucked no matter what I do at this point, so I'm just going past them into the main guys.
Going past, you're gonna go towards East
Yeah.
and Mark now.
Yeah.
All right.
Slap one upside the head as you go by.
Ring a bell.
Make it 3 rounds, bitch.
Mark is on your back. He is now prepared. He has pulled out his dark halberd and is
Alright.
simply waiting for your next low pass.
Yeah.
And he is going to start swinging. You roll your cooldown for your breath weapon.
What was
Keep
it
track
again?
of that. It's a D4 rounds.
Thank you for reminding me. Anthony.
Yep.
It's been a while.
3 rounds.
3 rounds.
Great. Above
Could
average.
be worse.
It could be 1 round worse. That's right.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Top of the turn order. Oozle, you are rounding back. You guys are just about getting up to full speed. And from the infantry's ranks, you see holes are being split and the apes are being released, and they are charging forward and they are countercharging your cavalry charge. The iron golems are also now beginning to tear up some ground, kind of set themselves up. Over top your head, some fireballs, a couple lightning bolts, and some giant shards of ice begin to fly as the mages begin pelting and hammering the Mad King's support forces behind them. If you desire to smash into the softer infantry line, that is great, but you're going to have to succeed a decently high DC ride check to navigate between these kind of brute monsters.
Let's you know what? I have a pretty high ride check. I'm gonna use my ride check, try to get
Yeah.
past them. Could be better. 23.
23. There is an iron golem is going to get an attack of opportunity against you as you go through. It is enough to pass the apes, but not quite that one. Your AC.
My AC right now is 53.
53. It misses. You get a swing at an infantryman.
Dope. 20 or no. 34.
34, way more than sufficient. Yeah, you absolutely get a good swing in.
Oh yeah, baby. So right now we're looking at 54 points of damage.
54. It's easily another infantryman slaughtered as you just keep taking your club and swings and you peel out again. This time, as your group is going to kind of regroup and reform, you are countercharged by Mad King cavalry. They are going to, the way that I'm going to have these counter cavalry charges work, it's just going to be some chunk damage.
Can I roll ride check because I have the mounted combat feat to avoid the damage?
You can roll a ride check for half damage
Okay.
in place of like what would traditionally be a reflex save kind of deal. I'm ruling this basically like an arrow volley would be ruled.
Go.
That's low damage.
That is going to be a 20 flat.
20 flat is insufficient.
Darn.
It is 22 points of damage total. And
It's fine. You're fine.
Well, you know, copacetic.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
I'm getting those 1 round cooldowns on my generic cavalry. That's nice. East. You are flying, circling.
Sweet.
You are prepared for your next pass. The Mad King forces are still caught by surprise. This is out of surprise round,
Can I
basically.
do a perception to see which is the best sweep I can get with a melee attack?
With a melee?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Specifically. Get mark involved too. That's a 19. No, wait. That was the wrong one. Sorry. That
Okay.
was 29. Much
29. That's way better than
different.
19.
Yeah, much different.
There's a lot of good targets.
Okay.
Lots of support units, like ammunition depot, basically ammunition carts, things like that. Your effectiveness with like just melee sweeping generic infantry isn't going to be super high.
Yeah.
But you find yourself in a very unique position as basically the only guy in the sky at this point. The towers that sit on top of the elephants, you are realistically the only guy who can reach them besides the pole riders.
All right. They're made out of wood too, so just smash through
I'm
it.
down to just like get.
Tell
some of
Mark to
those
hold
towers.
on.
Yeah. You and
Want a
Mark know
melee
generally from oozles, shady memories of the encounter that they like to hide, mages up there. So
Do you want a melee attack for that or
absolutely.
okay?
Just as like, are you using tackle?
No, I know.
Think about how cinematic that would be, though.
Yeah,
they're
just
like
full
like-
on charge and
just
just
fucking
smash
dragon
through the
just-
tower.
Just
Oh,
curl up and like
dragon
cannonball into it.
What would I
Spread your wings at the far end and
add for a charge
Yeah.
attack?
+2 for a charge, and then it's a -2 to your AC that next round.
Yeah.
Just tell me.
It's not necessarily you're not going to realistically need it. However, if you want to melee attack the tower and like fly up and like scoop a mage out and throw him to the wolves kind of thing. I just want an attack roll. If you want to
Okay.
physically slam your body through this tower in a very cinematic and robust way, I would like a CMD or CMB. Sorry, it'd be a combat maneuver.
That's the overrun, technically, isn't it? It's just
My
throw an
dragon
object.
CMB is not bad. No, it's not bad. It's 27.
That's for CMB.
Not
Yeah.
bad.
That's very good.
It's pretty good.
Or is that CMD?
No, my CMD is 37.
See, yeah, that's very good.
41 versus trip. Okay.
Nat one.
No, it wasn't that one. It was above a 10. Okay.
Don't do that. Don't be like that.
Don't be like that. Don't. We
I
add
don't
that
have
up.
those powers. No more.
39.
That was Haraway's power.
CMB 39.
39, yeah, that's absolutely sufficient. You throw your body into this tower,
Mark, hold on.
and it just immediately gives on these straps that go around this elephant, and it slides off and collides into the ground.
Beautifully done.
And as you take yourself up into the air, you note that Mark has dropped off of you, and he is currently in the folded over house, and you hear screams inside.
You should
We back for him.
You should come back.
know,
for him. Yeah, you know.
He's busy, but like, come back.
We'll come back.
As someone who was, trapped behind enemy lines, you should pick up Mark.
Yeah, I'll pick him up. We should give Mark the goblin.
He's angry enough. Yeah.
Wouldn't survive.
The enemy's turn. Some spells begin flying. You see from some of these support carts, mages begin emerging, and they have these kind of seated areas. They raise these seats up out of the carts. There are some gemstones, some focuses, perhaps wands, staffs that are kind of hooked into the sides.
Incoming
In a-
black.
in a turrety style, I'm not gonna lie. They got the Bradley thing going on, I guess.
Heck yeah.
And they begin loosing some shots back. Most of them go over your guys' heads, more towards the brontosauruses. Some shoot out at some of those hunter killers that are currently mixing it up right then and there. And east, some spells are flung your
Yeah,
way.
I'd imagine. Yeah, they're
You
probably
do
pretty
have
pissed about that.
spell resistance, though, don't you? As a large dragon?
Oh, yeah, spell resistance too. Let's go.
Perception, where would it be?
Maybe next to like your AC and stuff, I
Maybe-
think is where they put it in the monster manual.
No, I don't think so. I'm immune to acid, cold, paralysis, and sleep, but I don't think I have.
No spell resistance.
No spell resistance
Huh.
outright.
Touch AC?
Right.
So many letters.
Don't worry about it. I got a nat 20.
Oh, it's 10.
I feel you, buddy. Touch AC is the bane of my existence.
These bolts fly out your way, and that is 30 points of damage even.
Firebolts.
No, they're not fire. They're magic damage. They're force.
Important to note, you know.
Luckily, what you note, a lot of these magics that are coming, the Mad King forces are not utilizing elemental magics. There are no lightning bolts or fireballs coming out their way because the orcs are simply better at it.
Yeah.
So they've got some specialized counter magics to try to counteract some of the elemental magics, but they know that any fireball they throw is immediately going to be countered.
You said 30?
30.
Okay.
In the mix-up, you get some say. You notice on the other guys, the front rider, the front tower guy, picks the target.
Sure, yeah.
What do you want to go after?
The Iron Golem.
No, because I'm blasting it with force mostly and some fire. I could just heal the damage the force does.
Force damage goes through to Iron Golems just fine.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
there are flames involved though, right? So it could repair some of that.
Not magical flames.
Okay,
so
not magical flame.
no.
Cool.
As far as you understand and what all like, no, I'm not going to do that to you.
Yeah.
So there are Iron Golems kind of making strong points. There are some elephants, some monstrosities around. There are plenty of these support carts. There are the mage carts with the mages. There are infantry carts that are still unloading. This is still in the first round
Yeah.
of the Mad King's like true actions, I guess. There is one cart that kind of has a dwarvish-ish shape to it. It kind of looks like they've been copying one of the dwarvish designs for their tanks.
Mm.
It has not acted yet, but it is rolling up towards the main cavalry lines right now.
New idea.
Plenty of them.
New idea. Go for that thing.
I was gonna say, I want to go for
Yeah.
that thing.
You want to go for the special one?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Let's try to.
You
plunk at that a
call it
couple
out to the
times.
guys. How do you call it to them? You
I
got your two steerers.
mean, fuck, I just like screaming, but it's like, hey.
They look up your way. Hey, little buddy.
Like
Right.
frantically.
Yeah. They turn to the right. They begin steering you into it, and they pull. The one on your right pulls the ropes down and starts whipping you. They start whipping you back and forth, and they point you at it as they start kind of charging up. And as you go back, he looks up at you and goes, "Target sighted." Okay, yeah. And as you go for your next pass, they pull you down again just as you broadside cross them. This is your time to strike.
Let's go, baby. Let's see the nat one.
Did you drink the drink?
No, why
Oh,
would I drink
no.
that right now? 30.
30 is good. Absolutely.
Beautiful.
The damage on that is. Hold on. Where did I put it? 10d6.
Like, how close
Eight,
was this
10.
explosion to the halfway?
Very. Very. This is like maybe a 6-foot pole that this is at the end of.
Oh. Yeah. I was about to say, because he is also carrying 30 more.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
It does have like a shaped charge quality to
okay.
it. So it seems like most of the explosion is radiating specifically in that direction. But like the stick immediately, it blasts
only
out of your
control
hand.
so much
you know,
explosion.
yeah.
Yeah.
You can only control so much.
43.
43. So you were going to take, what is that? 8 points of damage.
I take none.
Nice. So it's 35 less. Yeah, it blasts down into this thing. However, this specific unit that you've chosen immediately explodes itself in a humongous gout of flame.
Sick.
You are being pulled up extremely fast. I need a reflex saving throw from you with a +6 bonus.
Okay.
there it is. There it is.
I
Nope, there it is.
I have
Nope.
blessing of luck and resolve.
Okay.
I can reroll the save.
Gonna reroll that nat one.
Yeah. That's a lot better. Reflex, you said +6?
+6 from the assistance you're getting.
32.
32
Sorry,
is
34.
34. Good for half. That is.
The tales of the room.
And there goes my blessing of luck and resolve. I'm still immune to fear though, so it's fine.
Witness! That is half on total of 10, 20, 30, 41.
Beautiful. I take that.
Nice.
Wait,
What resistances do you have?
I have protection from energy, fire. It's 120 points of fire damage.
Yeah, I'll count that as fire damage, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, it leaves this humongous, and the fire, it's got a sticky quality to it. Luckily, you've got that fire resistance on. I'm not going to be rolling every round then for you being on fire.
Yeah.
You do notice that the tar that you have covered yourself in helps like self-extinguish.
Yeah. Sweet. Oh yeah.
Absolutely. An excellent turn. Itzelli, you are kind of at an odd position here.
Yes.
The Mad King's cavalry has peeled off. They are swinging wide again and getting ready for their next charge. They don't seem to be looking your way now that you're far enough removed. They seem to be looking at a lot of these stegosaurs and rhinos that are now peeling off from their initial charge run.
Okay. So I guess my goal is to get like closer to where Donald and Mark are fighting.
Okay.
But I know that there's gonna be a lot of shit between me and that.
You see that tower go down. It's hit the ground. In between you and that tower, the units are pretty spaced out as they're not necessarily preparing for infantry to try to really
Gotcha.
pass through them just yet. So you could have a pretty easy time running there.
Okay. If that's the
Or you
case,
could
then what's
split
the-
off to an iron golem.
the
The
closest
medical tent is
glittery
right there.
thing?
The closest glittery thing.
Yeah. I gave him the glitter wand. What is shining
The
near
closest thing that he is marked, he is marking targets for the hunter killers. The iron golems really are kind of taking priority at this point
Dope.
because the explosives work very well
me?
against them.
I do bludgeoning damage. I'm going for one of those.
That's not good.
Oh, is it not good? I thought bludgeoning worked with them. I
I
thought the
mean,
other ones
kinda,
didn't.
yeah.
Oh.
Piercing and slashing are basically like worthless. Bludgeoning is the only one that does work, but you're gonna have a bit of a hard time.
It's still gonna be rough. That's okay. I'm going anyways.
All right, yeah, you
We're at
you
war.
charge the first iron golem. You see it is slow. They are very sluggish with their movements, but you just know they're strong, single strength points.
Mhm.
You race up to it. I'll grab one. Just use Boozle's mini
Nice.
and put you over there. One attack, at least. I'll only take your move to get up to it.
No, I'll just run up and attempt greater trip.
All right. Give me that CMB. That's cock die.
Oh no.
Zoinks.
That's okay. It's still gonna be 26.
No.
Okay.
That's not enough. Sorry.
That's okay. It was a very bad
You
roll.
slam into its shin, you grab your arms around its calf, and it's just heavy.
Like trying to shake you off.
Yeah, it's just like, "Ugh."
Get off me.
Oozle, some of that generic cavalry, had skirmished with you for just a second. They've peeled off and are regrouping themselves. As you go fall into line and begin catching up speed, there are some of the Triceratops just in front of you. They are going to bash and batter through some of these hard lines. If you truly desire to get past this infantry wall and get to some of these like specialty units, this is the opportunity.
Yeah, I'll fall in behind him.
Okay, you fall in behind them. You kind of break free from the warg riders that you had been riding with. They kind of give you some disdainful looks for a second, like that's not what you're supposed to do. But once those Triceratops hit that front line and you just have Altivo leap over the mangled corpses and the knocked over iron golems into the back, you hear some shouts of respect. They see you. What kind of target do you desire to go for? You are nowhere near East
Yeah, no.
and them, but there are lots those specialty things. You saw one humongous fiery explosion that came from one of these kind of cart tanks that doesn't have a horse with it. They seem to drive themselves. There's a couple of those around. There are the mage turrets around that are being drawn by horses and have spellcasters slinging out and trying to counterspell some of the orcish stuff coming your way.
Instead of any of that,
Okay.
He said, "Fuck all that noise."
What other options can I give you?
does a 25 profession knight roll
Mm-hmm.
let me pick out any like commanding officers?
Absolutely. Unfortunately, you have busted through kind of a dead zone for that. But you do note that with that wing of cavalry that had just skirmished with you, as it's peeling back, as it re-rallies, there is a single mounted knight. He has this humongous great hammer sat over his shoulders. He is not participating in the charges, but they rally at him and then charge back forward. That's the guy.
Then that's the guy. That's the
You
fucking guy.
beeline over and start charging towards there. Do you want to take like a swing just at it's some mage on your way, some some flat gunning wizard.
Yeah, if I see like if
He
I
just
see one of the flat
Bust his
guns,
kneecaps
like
on your way through.
I mean, I think we forget how like actually large my flail is.
Oh, yeah.
Like I'm swinging like I'm low-key swinging a mini coupe at people. So like these flat guns, as I'm riding by, I'm just dragging this small car. I'm just gonna swing it at the gun
Perfect.
as I go by.
Yeah.
That'll be a 30.
Oh, easy. Yeah.
Okay.
These wagons, you're looking at like AC 14. You
Okay.
know, wagons aren't. They're not built to dodge.
They're not dodging.
They're not dexterous. You know,
Yeah, they're built Ford tough.
chariots pretty dexterous.
Sorry.
2 horsepower.
I apologize.
Thanks for coming, everybody. Good night. Get the
Um,
fuck out of my house.
So that'll be 57 points.
Yeah, that you smash into the side of this thing, this kind of raised seat with this mage on it. You immediately smash through the arm of the focus that he's had to channel his magic through, and it just crushes through his chest cavity. There's a little spray as the cart itself kind of lists over.
Oh no.
But yeah, it's totally wrecked. The horses are pulled up with the cart. They're on their sides. They're not dead, but they're just kind of like laying there now.
May as well be.
Yeah. And you go riding off into the sunset. Hi ho, Silver. East, you pick back up across and you see Mark is crawling out of kind of the collapsed window
It's my boy.
of this deal. And as he is climbing out of it, that is just as a small team of these goblins with backpacks collide with this elephant's legs and explode.
Okay.
The elephant's ankles are annihilated and it just lists over.
Is it going towards Mark?
It falls the opposite direction, thankfully.
Did anybody ever watch like the OG Dragon Ball Z?
Yeah.
With the Cybermen? You know what I'm
Yep.
talking about?
These little plant boys.
Yeah, he just
Yep.
jumps up and just latches onto the leg and explodes.
These are my plants.
Well,
Don't call it my inspiration like that.
I guess I'm gonna go fly on by and pick up Mark.
Yeah, you swoop by, you grab Mark. You also, I just give that kind of stuff to you for free.
Sweet.
You want to take an attack on something? You got
Yes. Are
you
there
got a
any other
target in
elephants
mind? Yeah. Oh yeah.
nearby?
There's like 5-7 elephants on this battlefield. You've got a good enough fly speed. You could ping to the closest one pretty easy.
I'm down to
And
do.
again,
I'd be down to
If
just
it
go on
worked
elephant
if it
duty.
worked the first time, might as well do it again. Tackle the tower.
I'd just
You-
be down to go on more elephant.
You start
duty.
swinging down to
Yeah.
tackle it, and
I'll
Mark
keep-
is just like
marking my
on you.
feet
Oh yeah.
this time. A little.
And he's like
protection hook.
again.
I can
can drop 'em
He's
on
like
if he
just
wants.
coated in somebody else's blood.
I can drop him on, and after I knock it off, I'm okay.
Yeah. You see, he's got like this smoldering hole in his shoulder. It's just smoking a little bit. He doesn't
my
seem to care.
God. You just knock it over, and I just plop Mark in there and leave.
Yeah. Give me that. Give me that CMD again or CMB.
Mm-hmm.
All right, have fun.
All right. Good luck.
Have fun killing mages.
I'll be back in approximately 6 seconds.
I dropped the fighter next to the wizard. And,
B as
just
in
say have a good
boy.
time.
That's even higher than last time.
Nice. Yeah,
You
easy.
Make me do the math.
Another
Okay,
quick.
please.
If it's better than last time, their CMD hasn't changed.
Yes.
Another perfect tackle. Another tower unseated. The whole thing flops over. East, you are deep into enemy lines. I want you to roll a perception roll as you
Okay.
do that.
Ooh, sick. That's 9. That's 28. 28.
You hear a mighty trumpet. And looking over, standing taller than any wagon, taller than any mounted knight, kind of raising himself out of the woodwork.
Oh.
You see the elephant, the magister.
That's all you, buddy.
What?
That's all you, buddy.
He back? I get my breath back for the next round.
He back. You've never seen this guy before.
Oh, I was
The
thinking of a
rhino
rhino.
Yeah, you bought the rhino
Yeah. And the hippo.
and the hippo. Ah, the hippos.
All right. Hey,
Yo,
yo,
fuck that fight.
How deep is he?
He's pretty deep. He'd be like next round. You could take a swing at him, kind of deal. He might start heading your way though.
You keep smashing the mage tower.
You
someone's
keep
gotta do
smashing like
something
some of
about
his
it.
important stuff. Yeah.
He's breaking my toys.
You do see
I'll keep smashing
now
shit.
going into the enemy's turn. You see on that trumpet there is kind of an all yell, and some little yells start going down from each individual driver, and on
Okay.
the field the infantry commanders that are kind of just in the phalanxes. They're doing some kind of rally. It's a code. It's not anything that would be meaningful to you.
All right. They're organizing.
Yeah. There
Yeah.
is a cavalry charge available to me. Bailrune, your rhino is waylaid with just a swarm of mounted cavalrymen. They come smashing in. They're going to deal some damage to your boys down there.
Poor guys. Ripperonis. Am I within 20 feet of them?
Yeah.
They all have to make will saves, or else they're gonna do a little bit worse at hitting things. If that helps the damage at all.
It doesn't.
Oh, okay.
They're like on swarm
20.
tactics. Well, they would fail, but there's enough of them just kind of smashing through with
Yeah.
lances.
Well, anybody who can get hits on them while they're going through, AC is -2 for all of them.
Oh yeah, your couple drivers. There's a couple lances
cool,
that go out and some big
any little
explosions
bit, you know.
that just eviscerate some knights. Your rhino is going to take some damage. That is 22 points of damage.
Can't believe I'm just gonna be spending all my healing spells on this rhino.
He's
saying this.
tanky. He's probably got a good 80 hit points to him. He can
Yeah,
take
yeah.
this a couple of times.
I
Rhino
almost-
never felt so good in his life.
Yeah, right. Also, at any point through one of these charges, you can choose to go back to the supply depots, the Brontosauri. That's if you need to resupply ammunition, or if you need some medical attention. If you
Yeah.
kind of need to peel out. They don't like losing these big, specialized, trained animals. You know. Idzeli, the Iron Golem, taking a couple swings at you. AC
29, but it's
You have
got a
the whole group in the
50-50
pool.
miss.
In the pool.
crit fail on the first one, so it already misses.
Does it take the penalty, or does it?
It takes the penalty. The second one should hit. Do you want to roll 50-50? You want me to roll 50-50?
You can roll always high. Is
Always.
positive for me.
Oh, remember your Cyrus ability?
That is literally what this is.
Oh, okay.
That is, unfortunately, 10.
Okay.
It hits, and thanks
Dope.
for making me pull out 2d10 because that's what its damage is. 2d10 plus 16. I know that from Iron Price by heart at this point. 26 points of damage even.
'Kay.
I know the base Iron Golem stats like the back of my hand at this point. So much paying attention. That is its turn. Haraway had the cavalry charge. No more 1 rounds. That's the first. It's 2 rounds now. No generic cavalry charge next round. Uzel, as you are trouncing by behind enemy lines, there's a lot of confusion. You're on a horse as well, which like,
They're
and
like,
you're
"What?"
a fully armored knight.
They think I'm one of them. Can I roll?
I
deception?
would absolutely like for you to roll some kind of diplomacy, a knight check, a disguise.
He's a knight.
I want to see if they mistake you for just
Bonafide.
like a commanding officer.
Yeah, I'll roll a knight check.
You're like, Braveheart clicking all the spears.
Would I
Or,
be better off with a diplomacy or
man.
better off with a knight?
Lord of the Rings when he's going by giving the speech.
Aragorn.
No, it's not
Is it one of
Aragorn.
the
It's
secondary characters?
yeah. It's
Fuck.
the from Rohan.
Yeah.
Eowyn's
Riders
dad.
of
I don't remember
Rohan.
his name.
I can't remember
haven't seen
Eowyn's
the
dad's
fucking
name. I know
guy.
Eowyn. Well, he is important. He's just not. He's not named frequently.
I'm looking it up. I'm
He's
mad
the
about it
meme.
now.
Then
Isn't it Sean Bean?
the actor. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know
That's
actors.
the actor.
Sure.
Hold on. Give me a sec.
I'm sorry. What did you roll for that?
That was a nat 20.
Oh, yeah.
38 total.
You're going by and like the back line of infantrymen are like turning to salute you as you go.
Dragging my flail.
Yeah, one of the specialized units, one of those kind of tanky things. A guy is like out the hatch and he's like, "On your command, sir."
Oh, great. Can I just order them to do a very terribly tactful charge?
Retreat.
You can be like, advance. Yeah, absolutely. You
Yeah.
just yell advance as you go by.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm gonna break their line by having them do it for me.
Yeah, the guy gives you like an odd look, and you see like he's like a younger, he's a younger specialized technician kind of fella, and he's just kind of like, "Sir, yes, sir." And he clings down, and you've got really good perception. You hear on the inside, there's a couple of like, "What? Fuck, no way!" And it starts like lurching forward, and the infantry splits, and this this wagon starts making its way through.
Perfect. Easy target, boys.
It gets its way through, and just like a gout of flame comes out of the front of this and just starts like sweeping across the field. But the riders are gonna overtake that thing in a second.
Perfect.
It's not designed to be in front of the infantry.
Sick.
Hell yeah.
You race past,
And the orcs looked at me like I was stupid.
and east, more force bolts coming your way.
All right.
Especially now that you've kind of put yourself in the middle and you've now annihilated 2 towers of these elephants. You see the remaining like 4 or 5 elephants. Out of the little turrets, people's faces appear and they are pointing at you and spells are being cast.
Well, all
Uh,
right.
This one you get reflex saves against.
Okay.
Dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge.
That is 10.
They've never seen a dragon so acrobatic. They've never seen a dragon.
Yeah.
I have. It
27.
depends on how high up they are.
27.
27 is
27,
good
baby.
for half. Barely.
Stitched together
That
dragon.
is 10, 20, 30, 40, 45. 55 is the total. So that's what? 25. It's 27 points of damage.
Okay. Was any of it acid cold paralysis?
No.
Sympathy.
But also none of it was fire.
hey, that's something.
It's
Does that apply in dragon form?
Huh?
Does that apply in dragon form?
you, man.
Alright.
It's all you, baby.
Alright.
The one mage who just forgets they're not supposed to use elemental
Mhm.
magic and just hits them with a fireball and just dragging
And just immediately
flames.
drops it. And they're like, "Oh, oh."
Cast a fireball. His friend next to him's like, dude, I'm not supposed to use fire. Dragon just explodes.
An extra chevron just appears on his shoulder.
There's like,
Level up.
there's like this one scene where it's like this siege, and there's this one peasant. It's like, I'm helping. He like shoots a crossbow, and it fucking dings the king like right in the head. And he's like, that's what reminds me of.
There's definitely a good couple of those. There's some like really tiny like cantrip style spells heading your way, but they're like raise a frost and bullshit like that. They don't get past your damage reduction or anything like that. There's some little arrows that are coming up and like trying to tickle you, but nothing
Dragon scales, baby.
worthwhile. We're gonna break for our 5-minute break. When we come back, Belrune, you guys are gonna be swinging back for another pass.
I'm getting dipped.
We will see you guys shortly.
Bye.
Hey guys, that was another episode with D20 House. Was I in this one? Well, it was a great episode, alright guys? Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe so that way we can keep making more of these and maybe you'll be in some of them.